let's welcome our honorable guest. Once again, welcome to Bandung and welcome to Universitas Teknologi Bandung. Of National Anthem Indonesia Raya and Mars UTB, please. Thank you. Please be seated. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, a very good day to all of us. We would like to extend our warmest welcome to the Honorable Dr. Muhammad Nasir Eskom MT as Rector of Universitas Teknologi Bandung, Professor Dr. Biswajit Pandey from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, India, Professor Dr. Manmohan Sukla from Panveer Singh Institute of Technology, India, Professor Dr. Arthur James Stewart from Central University of Technology, South Africa, Dr. Umi Azizah Rahmawati Eskom MT, Dean of the Faculty of Information Technology, Universitas Yasri, Dr. Sri Kusri Haryati, STMT, Vice Dean for Research and Collaboration, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Yasri. And our respected guests, the leadership and faculty members of Universitas Teknologi Bandung, and all distinguished attendees. Praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty. Through His blessings and grace, we are able to gather here today on Wednesday, June 25, 2025, at the campus of Universitas Teknologi Bandung for the International Public Lecture, Shaping the Future of Education, the Synergy of AI and Cybersecurity for Safe and Innovative Learning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nabila Zulfa, your Master of Ceremony for this event. Please allow me to present the agenda as follows. Opening, welcoming remarks by Director of Universitas Teknologi Bandung, remarks by the Dean of the Faculty of Information Technology, Universitas Yasri, remarks by the Vice Dean for Research and Collaboration, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Yasri, first presentation, Cyber Range and Cybersecurity, second presentation, Value-Based Research and Development in the Light of Digital Age, question and answer session, signing of the implementation arrangement, giving certificate, group photo, and closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin this event by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We will now proceed to the welcoming remarks by the Rector of Universitas Teknologi Bandung. To Dr. Muhammad Nasir Eskom MT, we humbly invite you to deliver your remarks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kesenggigi membawa emping. Selamat pagi, good morning. On behalf of UTB, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this very special guest lecture to our distinguished speakers, Prof. Pandey, Prof. Manmohan, and Prof. Arthur James Bond. No, yeah. Prof. Arthur James Swart. Welcome to Bandung, the city of creativity, coffee, and unpredictable weather. We are truly honored to have you here. I hope you enjoy Bandung, the food and kawah putih, ya. But I remember you, Prof. Menmohan, full vegetarian, ya. Terima kasih. Juga selamat datang untuk sahabat dan senior, ya, dari saya, dari Universitas Yarsi, Ibu Dekan, ya. Terima kasih, Bu Azizah, kemudian Ibu Wakil Dekan, Bu Sri, ya. Jadi memori 15 tahun lalu, ya, dengan Bu Sri. Kemudian Bapak Ibu Wakil Rektor, Dekan, dan semua pejabat di UTB, serta teman-teman mahasiswa. Dear professor and audience, AI and cybersecurity may sound complex, but they are actually just like a relationship. If there is no trust, it's probably going to crash. In education or any other context, AI is not to replace humans. It's here to give us powers, not to take our jobs. And cybersecurity, it's like a digital seatbelt. Nobody thinks about it until the crash happen. The future of learning is not just digital, it must be ethical, inclusive, and secure. Kita tidak ingin mahasiswa hanya menjadi pengguna teknologi, tapi juga menjadi pemikir kritis dan pencipta solusi. Dan paling tidak kalau Anda saat membuat tugas atau menyusun skripsi sudah terbantu dengan AI, ya minimal harusnya bisa presentasi dengan sangat meyakinkan. Let this guest lecture be a bridge not only between discipline, but between nation, culture, and idea. Mari kita jadikan momen ini sebagai langkah kecil menuju kolaborasi yang lebih besar. Whether it's research, joint project, or a new student club called Ethical Hacking, UTB, Universitas Teknologi Bandung, is always open for positive collaboration. To our student, we know you came here just for SKKM maybe, yeah? Yeah, I think, yeah. SKKM means credit for student activity, yeah. Yeah, no food, no food. But we hope you live today with more than just attendance points. We hope you live with insight, question, or maybe a burning desire to finally change your password from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you to our organizing team, our partners from Universitas Yarsi, Bu Aziza, Bu Sri, dan ya si kecil yang jago karate, ya. Bapak moderator, ya, Pak Dani, Pak WR, and of course all of you who took the time to join us today. Let us learn, collaborate, and ketawa, ya, lau, ya, because even in the age of AI, a sense of humor still 100% from human. Aura kasih makan tahu. Terima kasih, hatur thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Enjoy the lecture. Terima kasih.
Thank you to Dr. Muhammad Nasir for the remarks. Next, we invite Dr. Umi Aziza Rahmawati, Eskom Mkom, Dean of the Faculty of Information Technology, Yarsi University, to deliver her remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sugeng Enjang ya kalau di Bandung ya. Wilujeng Enjang, kalau saya orang Jawa soalnya jadi Sugeng Enjang. I will speak in bahasa so you don't understand, no problem ya. Oke. Oke. Yang terhormat Pak Rektor, Pak Nasir, Pak Dani, teman-teman semua, struktural di Universitas Teknologi Bandung and the Tracer. Good morning. Jadi saya dalam bahasa Indonesia karena saya lebih ingin kita lebih deep gitu ya. Jadi tujuan kami ke sini adalah mengantarkan teman-teman karena kami yakin bahwa sekarang perguruan tinggi tidak bisa berdiri sendiri. Kita harus saling bahu-membahu gitu ya. Apalagi di era yang sekarang sudah pasti kita memerlukan kolaborasi. Karena itu kami membawa 3 teman kami ke sini karena kita harus memperluas gitu. Antar perguruan tinggi itu sekarang bukan saingan lagi, tapi kita harus berteman. Kalau nggak berteman kita mati sendiri nanti, ya kan? Dan kebetulan, especially in ASEAN India, we also has a grant, ASEAN India grant, yang itu dipukat setiap I think it's about July or August for proposal ASEAN-India funding for the government of India. Dan itu mensyaratkan PI-nya, the PI must be Indian citizen and the co-PI in a country in ASEAN. So I think we can collaborate in that area. And also for James, maybe we can find like I think many funding for international need the co-PI from minimum country, maybe 3 or 4 countries. So I think we can do the next step for that. Dan untuk India, kami sudah mengalami bahwa di IRC sendiri kami sudah ada mobility, jadi pertukaran dosen selama 1 semester di India dan 1 semester dosen India di Indonesia. Dan juga the next ya, untuk mahasiswa juga. Walaupun memang kadang-kadang kalau ditanya mau ke India enggak gitu. Tapi percayalah, India itu asik gitu. Bahkan ada idiom, you are not a traveler unless you come to India, right? Jadi, yes. And after India, we will shift to South Africa. Because it's too expensive for us. For South Africa. Jadi ada idiom kan, kamu bukan seorang petualang, kita bukan seorang petualang yang sejati sampai kita datang ke India. Dan itu benar gitu. Banyak challenge di sana karena banyak juga pelajaran yang bisa kita pelajari ya dari mereka menjadi nomor 1 di dunia IT khususnya gitu ya. Kemudian sekarang juga nomor 1 dalam hal populasi gitu ya. Dan mereka sangat open lah. Jadi Pak Rektor, Pak Dhani itu menjadi kesempatan gitu. Jadi kita semakin banyak anak-anak muda Indonesia yang kita siapkan untuk menghadapi dunia global. Insya Allah kita harapkan the next generation after us gitu ya, maybe agak lebih bersinar gitulah. Kalau mungkin generasi sekarang kita menghadapi banyak sekali problem di Indonesia ya dengan ketatnya budget dan sebagainya. Mudah-mudahan nanti generasi, saya nggak mau manggil anak-anak, nanti saya tua, adik-adik kita gitu ya. Brighter lah ya, brighter punya kesempatan yang lebih besar gitu ya. Jadi kita selalu mengencourage anak-anak muda nggak apa-apa keluar sebentar gitu ya. Seperti anak-anak India ketika saya kuliah, saya ngajar di sana, ketika saya tanya abis ini mau kemana, mereka pasti ngomong mau keluar negeri dulu. Mau keluar negeri dulu, mungkin setelah berapa tahun mereka akan kembali. Makanya di sana tidak ada yang berkarir fix gitu ya, selalu pindah-pindah gitu. Tapi itu adalah kelebihan mereka, sehingga kita ke negara manapun kita pasti akan melihat kalau nggak orang India ya orang Cina gitu ya, karena itu kelebihan mereka gitu, menjelajah dunia. Dan kita karena posisi keempat di dunia secara populasi, one day maybe ya adik-adik yang akan begitu, kita yang akan menjaga negara ini. Terima kasih, please have a fruitful discussion with the students and also the faculty member here. Thank you so much. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Umi Aziza Rahmawati for your speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the main session of today's International Public Lecture, Shaping the Future of Education, the Synergy of AI and Cybersecurity for Safe and Innovative Learning. And we are going to direct it to our moderator, Bapak Dhani Aidil Rismayadi, SSI MCom, as the Vice Rector for Public Relations, Cooperation, and Alumni to lead the guest lecture.
Terima kasih MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pertama-tama tentunya kami ucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada seluruh rekan-rekan dari fakultas dan juga para mahasiswa yang telah hadir di acara ini. Welcome to this International General Lecture that's happened because of collaboration University Teknologi Bandung and juga Universitas YRC. Seperti yang Ibu Dekan sampaikan tadi, tentunya tanpa kolaborasi kegiatan ini tidak bisa terlaksana. Terima kasih sekali Bu Dekan, kami telah diberikan kesempatan dan juga kepercayaan untuk dapat menghadirkan 3 tamu researcher internasional yang tentunya sangat kompeten di bidangnya masing-masing. Today, we going to explore how artificial intelligence and cybersecurity can work together to create a better, a safer, and smarter learning environment. This topic is highly relevant for all of us, as we are now we are in an era where innovation and data security must go hand in hand. AI can personalize and enhance learning experience, while cybersecurity will ensure that our academic data remain safe and also protected. We are honored to welcome our distinguished international speaker, Professor Dr. Biswajit Pandey from GL Baja University, Technology and Management India, Professor Dr. Manmohan Sukla from Papnir Singh Institute of Technology India, Professor Dr. Arthur James Swart from Central University of Technology, South Africa. And also, we express our highest appreciation to Dr. Muhammad Nasir, our Rector of University Teknologi Bandung, Dr. Umi Ajijah Ramawati, Dean of the Faculty Information Engineering, Universitas Yarsi, Dr. Sri Chusri Haryanti, Vice Dean for Research and Collaboration, Faculty of Information Engineering, Universitas Yarsi. Let's make this session meaningful by actively participating, asking insightful questions, and absorbing as much as knowledge as possible to strengthen our academic community at Universitas Teknologi Bandung. Without further ado, for the first presentation, there will be a presentation from Professor Dr. Biswajit Pandey. The time is yours, sir. Please. Yes. Rick, pointer. Ah.
Okay, it will settle. I have a two question before going to AI and cyber security. How many know about Bollywood? Bollywood. Yes. There is a Shahrukh Khan and yes, there is also Amir Khan. Yes. Okay, so first question, what is the real wife name of first wife of Amir Khan? Reena. Reena. Reena is the wife of first wife of Amir Khan. Okay. Okay, let us shift my focus from Bollywood to Hollywood. Anyone heard about Julia Roberts? Yes. What was the movie you know? Any movie you watch of Julia Roberts? Yeah, Pretty Woman. So, yes. Second movie which I like most, that movie name is Eat, Pray and Love. Yes. In that movie, she spent 1 year in Italy to eat. Then the second year in India to pray. And then she is spending third year in Indonesia for love. So that movie inspired me. If I desire for love, I should come to Indonesia. So now coming on the topics, cyber security. When I landed in Italy, I got one PhD supervisor and he was the cyber security advisor of Italian PM. And he gave me a title called, you have to do a PhD on the cyber ranges. So he was the cyber security advisor of Italian PM, so I do not want to miss the opportunity. But he said, if you want to become my PhD student, you have to take one certification in ethical hacking that called Certified Ethical Hacker. If you will qualify that certificate, then I will take you as my PhD students. And there we form a cyber ranges. So anyone heard about the term called cyber range? No. Anyone heard about flight simulator? Yes. If you enroll in a flying school and you want to become a pilot, they are not going to give you $1 billion aircraft in first hour. Otherwise, you will crash them and the flying school will lose their one aircraft. So they will first train you on flight simulator. And when you will become habitual with flight simulator, then they will shift you to real aircraft for your training of pilot. Similarly, cyber range is a training environment where we are providing cyber security exercises in real scenario in both simulated one and emulated one. Simulation means on software, emulation means on hardware. And we will provide them opportunity. You will learn some cybersecurity scenario or exercises with the help of either virtual cyber range or physical cyber range. And when you will get well trained on the cyber range, then we will shift you in a real environment. And why it was needed? Because my PhD supervisor then said, you have to work on the cyber security of water supply system of Turin City in Italy. And when we approach to the real water supply system manager, they say we can't allow a new researcher in our real system. Otherwise, if he will increase the chlorine or any chemical in water, our population will suffer. So we want, so first he should get training in some real simulation environment. Then we form in our lab. In our lab, we make a small replica of water supply system of Turin City. And there we take all sensors. Sensors means in a water, there are so many two types of sensors, physical sensors and chemical sensors. Physical sensors that will measure the temperature of water, that will measure the pressure of water, and chemical sensor will measure the presence of chlorine in water, presence of iron in water, and both are necessary. Then there are some element called actuators, like pump. Pump will send water from the ground to the water tank. So there were, we survey more than 20 physical sensor, 27 chemical sensor, and 16 actuators. And in between, then we apply some controllers to control, because sensor are sending the readings, like what is the chlorine in water. Sensor is sensing the reading, and actuator is working based on the sensor reading. And controller was going to control in between. And cyber security scenario was someone will attack and they will increase the water temperature. And if I open the water in my room, I will get burned. I go for shower and someone attack on my water supply system. Similarly, if they mix arsenic in a water, that is a more destructive than the atom bomb, whole city will sleep in a 1 hour and no one will recover. Even from atom bomb, some people will recover. They recover in Nagasaki, but arsenic, if mixed in a water, nothing is going to recover. So there is a terror attack on water supply system also. And terrorists try to target critical infrastructure of any country. Water is one critical infrastructure, transport is another, healthcare is another. If a terrorist will hack your hospital, patients will die. They will just change the vitals parameters, readings of the devices, and they can create some major casualty. So that was the process of the ethical hacking. There we trained for the ethical hacking and we defend our system. Second exercise is called malware analysis. There we make malware or virus or spyware or worms, and then we run in our simulated environment. So that environment we called as a sandbox. There we perform two type of analysis called static analysis and dynamic analysis. In static analysis, we never run the virus. We generate the code of that virus by using some reverse engineering tool, and then we study that code and we find the working of that virus. Static analysis. In dynamic analysis, we run virus in a simulated environments or in a virtual box, or technically we call them as a sandbox. Another is the pen testing. If you have to target something, you can target your university system, you can hack the exam system, you can change your marks and you will become a good credit. So the professor was asking credit if you able to hack your marking system, world is yours. So there are so many types of cyber ranges. Some cyber ranges used for the academic training, some cyber ranges for military training, some cyber ranges we are developing for e-commerce. And you can see there are 3 use cases of cyber security or training. So we are So now there are, earlier when we are students, we know there are three types of army: Air Force, Navy, and the land-based army. But now there are our fourth component in the army that is called cyber warfare, and that is controlled by the EU cyber security professional. If Indonesia will fight with any country, you need not go to join Navy or Air Force or Army. You can join the cyber force also, and you can attack your enemy infrastructure. So there are so many options, and there are so many teams in a cyber range called design team, admin team, white team, blue team, and the red team. Red team will attack and blue team will defend. Again, as I have discussed, there are two types of cyber ranges: physical and virtual. We can also make hybrid. There we can take some benefits of physical also, and we can take the benefits of hardware and software simulation part. Okay, I lost the track, and now. So these are the few example of military cyber ranges called Simtex or KZ or StealthNet. These are example of academic cyber ranges like SecuSim, Rinse, Arena, or Lariat. Breaking Point Extra is a commercial cyber ranges, and these are few exercises we perform. So in our training, we give some exercises to our students, and we give in a weekly environment. So we design 10 exercises per courses for our students, and when we get them trained, so you can see there is another aspect called the digital forensic. After hacking, if investigator will come to point out where the hack happened, who hacked the system, what was the effects of this hacking, then we go with the exercise called the digital forensic, and there we investigate all the hacking exercises. And there are so many tools we can apply, like autopsy. There is a tool like FTK imagers. So here you can see one good exercise. Anyone read? So what is this prize? What is this price? 1,337. Yes, very costly. We can't afford to buy it. But if you want to buy this same product and you have no cash in your account, and if you have no 1,337, then what you will do? Any guess? If you have no $1,337 to buy a leather jacket from one fashionable brand, then what you will do? We will download a tool called Burp Suite and will perform web parameter poisoning attacks. And we will temper the parameter called price and see. We change the price of same item to $1. Now I will pay $1 and I will buy the item that was costing 1,337. So that type of exercises we train in a cyber range. Here we are changing the price of item in a shopping cart. And the process is very simple. You have to use a tool called Burp Suite to perform web parameter poisoning attacks. Also, you can see here, this is a one tool called Wireshark. Here, user is typing one username and password on this link given. And in the Wireshark, that HTTP packet is captured, and we are able to see the username and password in a Wireshark. User enter username and password in a browser, but we are able to detect in a Wireshark. Similarly, you can perform so many types of attacks by running some script and you will get username and password. You can use some search engine like Sudan to get the information as per your wish. There is so many tools and you will learn. So now time is limited. Yes. So if you have any question in cyber security, you can ask. This is an example of some brute force attack. So here we are. So you can see what is this? Google login panel. Yes. By face you will trust it. But if you see the address, URL, you can see this is my IP address. If you type your username and password, then I will get your username and password and then your game is over. So now my lecture is also over. Have you any question? Feel free to ask. Any question? Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Wiswajit Pandey. Maybe before we go to discussion and there's any question, we would listen another speaker first before the discussion. Right now we have Professor Dr. Manmohan Sukla to present the presentation to the student. The time is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me for this lecture. Dear student, I always enjoying to interact with the young minds, lovely students. Before going towards my topic, I would like to discuss some important message with all of you. During student life, the most important thing is knowing the importance of discipline. Knowing the importance of, you need to have conversation with me. That dialogue must be both the sides. Discipline means we must know what is required to do at a particular moment of the time, and at the same time, what is not required to do at a particular moment of the time. Many people across the globe, they are thinking like this: discipline means we are supposed to join the classes in the morning and we are supposed to leave the classes in the evening. No. If you are doing this, it means you are punctual. It means you are not disciplined. Discipline is having the vital meaning and at the same time the great importance in everyone's life who want to great success in their life. And I'm repeating once again, what's the meaning of discipline and why it is so much important in the student life. Although it's important in everyone's life, but I think it is better implemented in student life. If we are ready to implement it in a better way, obviously we can have the great future ahead. So dear student, the importance of discipline is very crucial in your life, and you must know what is required to do at a particular moment of the time, and at the same time, what is not required to do at a particular moment of the time. You are sitting here, you are listening us. If you are listening us carefully, seriously, sincerely, it means you are punctual. It means you are disciplined. It means you are disciplined. And if you are not paying adequate attention, and it means you are not disciplined. So success is directly proportional to the one point, that is the degree of discipline in our life. So my message to all of you, if you would like to great success in life, you need to be disciplined. And second important point, which is quite relevant to this presentation and very applicable in current strategies of learning of all engineering colleges. And this particular thing, my next important message is not only relevant for the students, but also for the faculty members and the senior officials also. There are three things, three dimensions of learning. There are three dimensions of learning. One is knowledge, second one is attitude, and third one is aptitude. One is knowledge, second attitude, and third one is aptitude. And the most important thing, in current world, everybody is thinking the knowledge is very much important. No. Knowledge is one thing which is related to past, and attitude is one thing which is related to your present, and the aptitude is one which is related to your future. And that's why almost all top MNCs, multinational companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Oracle, they are asking questions based on aptitude. They are asking question based on, they are not asking any question based on knowledge. Because knowledge is one thing which is basically related to the past of someone. And aptitude, positive attitude. I am here addressing to you. You are listening carefully. It means you are having the positive attitude. So attitude is one thing which basically relates to the present of someone. But the companies are basically hiring you. Companies will hire you for their future work. And that's why the answer is very simple. Almost all top MNCs, they are asking question based on aptitude. And that's why it's my message to the faculty member also. They need to focus on aptitude. How the aptitude of one student can grow. We need to focus on this kind of strategy. Not only in the way that the classes are meant for sharing the knowledge. We can share the knowledge in a different way with the help of different platforms. And a student can be enriched with this thing via different channels. And hopefully, in the current scenario, if we are focusing on knowledge, then there is no such requirement of a relevance of the faculty member. If we are focusing on how to turn the negative attitude to the positive attitude, and how we can enhance the aptitude of one student, and obviously there is a great significance, a relevance, importance of one faculty member in front of students. Clear? So from today, you need to work on your aptitude. Because you are here to nurture your future. To nurture your future. And the future is basically directly proportional to your aptitude. Now, coming towards my topic. I'm having the 5 minutes more. Yes, 5 minutes.
I think we have some technical difficulty, Professor. Okay, maybe we could try again.
Yes.
Don't worry, sir. You have additional 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. So, my today's topic in this context is value-based and development in the light of digital age. Because after the evolution of the artificial intelligence in a bigger way, the scenario has been entirely changed in the perspective of the research and innovation too. So we need to understand nowadays almost all branches of the engineering are basically equipped with the flavor of the artificial intelligence. Not only the computer science, but we can take the example of electrical engineering, electronics, mechanical, civil. Almost all the technologies are basically having the vital role of this technology, which is known as artificial intelligence. And when we are talking towards the importance of artificial intelligence, I discussed this thing that this particular thing is not only relevant in computer science, but also equally applicable in other branches of engineering too. So it's very much important to understand how artificial intelligence will work and whether it is one technology is boon or curse. And I think this particular discussion is not having so much meaning because the technology is not good or bad. Technology is having the one sense. Technology is having the one meaning. Technology is meant for some target. Technology is meant for some objective. Only this objective, this target, this meaning will change when we are having the different people. If our mindset is quite targeted towards the service of the mankind, then the technology is good. Technology is boon. And it is equally applicable for the artificial intelligence too. And if our objective is not the, you can say, the good for the society, then obviously the technology is not good. So one thing is very much clear, technology is not good or bad. The person who are basically using the technology is or good, that will decide whether the technology is good or not. Not moving forward again. Technology want that I will speak without presentation. Yes, yes. So that is the first thing. We need to start with the introduction of the thing. That is, R&D has evolved from the isolated innovation to collaborative, value-driven approaches. And this one is very much important. And just because of this fact, we are here. We are from India, and we are basically having the session at this university in Indonesia, and which is obviously the meaning of the first point. R&D has evolved from isolated innovation. If we are doing our research at our place, and that is not having any significance for this place, then the research is said to be isolated. But now, from India, we are here, we are trying to discuss some research outcomes, so we can say that now the research is basically in collaborative in nature. And value-driven approaches, as I have discussed already, that technology may be the boon, technology may be the curse on the basis of the person who are basically using the technology. Value-based R&D integrates ethical, social, and environmental considerations. As Professor Pandey has already discussed this particular thing, that is the one thing which is most important. If we are having the ethics in ourselves, okay, the technology is not going to help in this way. That will definitely depends on us. So one thing which I want to narrate here, value-based R&D integrates ethical, social, and environmental considerations. That is nowadays, green computing is it's a hot topic. Everybody is nowadays discussing on this thing. And then the many researchers are nowadays working on the green computing. So R&D is not only meant for the innovation, R&D is meant for the ethical, social, and environmental consideration at the same time. The digital age elements access, speed, and global collaboration. Obviously, nowadays, this research is very much spreading across the globe, which basically facilitate us to share our outcome with the rest of the world. Value-based research and development in the digital age requires a shift in focus from purely technological advancement to a holistic approach that considers societal impact and ethical consideration alongside innovation. I have already discussed this particular thing. Innovation in current perspective, in current scenario, innovation cannot happen in a separate. If we are thinking innovation can done in a laboratory, it is not correct. If the result is shared with the student, we are getting the feedback from the student, we are getting the feedback from the parents also, we are getting the feedback from the society also, then we can analyze the impact of that particular innovation. Key elements of value-based R&D, that is open innovation, human-centered design, sustainable innovation, and digital literacy and skill development. These 4 points are very much important when we are basically having the, you can say, the healthy discussion why R&D is so much important for any organization. Many engineering colleges, many universities are thinking in this way that the research is basically one thing which is not so much related to the students. UG student, no. Whether UG, PG or PhD student, innovation is very much important. This basically facilitates our student to think in a different way. To think in a different way. After innovation, they will be in a position to shape the answer, to form the answer in a different way. So open innovation means we need to discuss the results, the outcome with the student, with the parent, with the society, as I have discussed. Then human-centered design. The innovation must be in the center of the society, as I have already discussed. Then sustainable innovation. Nowadays, this particular thing is very much important. Many researchers are nowadays working on the green computing, and then 10 important focus points of the UNO that is basically suggested by the UNO that the researcher may have the consideration of these all points. Digital literacy and skill development. Nowadays, each and everything is basically online. Your marks, you can say the books, each and everything is presented, is available on different platforms. ERP, you know ERP? You know ERP? So it means if you are not aware about the how we can use these ERP, then there is no significance, no meaning, no uses of such important tools. The shifting R&D landscape in digital age from linear to networked, data-driven to insight, agile and iterative, because there is a shortage of time, so I need to focus on the important point. That is technologies reshaping R&D. One important thing, that is artificial intelligence, then Internet of Things, big data and analytics, and cloud computing. These 4 technologies, cutting edge technologies, nowadays basically has been the reason behind the gross changes in the uses of the technology. Artificial intelligence, many times we are thinking like this, how intelligence can be artificial. The intelligence must be the one thing which is granted by the Almighty, and that is known as a human intelligence. But this kind of the intelligence, artificial intelligence, we are trying to shift, we are trying to put in the machine, so the machine can work like a human. And just one thing, nowadays there is a big discussion related to the drone, application of the drone, related to the virtual reality, related to the mixed reality. So these all the things are basically the outcome of one thing which is known as artificial intelligence. Nowadays, this is happening currently. That is the doctors and the, you can say the operation theater are basically situated in the New York, and the patient is in Indonesia, Jakarta. And operation is basically happened by the one doctor of USA. So this is basically done with the help of the mixed reality. So before going to that point, which is known as mixed reality, we need to understand it is the evolution of one thing after artificial intelligence. So AI is basically very much relevant in current perspective of R&D. Next, Internet of Things. Nowadays, we can't survive. We can't even live without internet. So how IoT is basically enabled, how IoT devices is working, these are the important things. And at the same time, we need to understand before some decades, there were the wired internet facility. Now it is a wireless internet facility. And very soon we are hoping that we will have some advanced mechanism of the internet connectivity. So IoT is very much important nowadays. And at the same time, machine learning and artificial intelligence, now it is basically equipped with the IoT also. So the research in the field of IoT is basically done with the help of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then big data and analytics, you know, the data is foremost thing in current scenario. Data is having the great importance. So it's our responsibility to ensure the security of the data. And at the same time, there is a limitation of size of database. We cannot enhance the size of the database. So that's why there was need to have some new concept. And that new concept is concept that taken place in the form of big data. So big data is one thing which is basically having the capacity, having the facility to store large amount of the data with utmost security. So big data and analytics is again equally important in current perspective. And last one is the cloud computing. And this is again very much important. Before some year, there was a scenario to buy the server. There is a need to store the data. For storing the data, we need to buy the server. We need to have server. And at the same time, if we want to store the data at two different places, there is a need to buy two servers. If you want to store, if there is a suppose 4 branches of this university, so there is a need to have the 4 different kind of the server. And at the same time, it may be possible the 50% of the use, 50% of the space of the server is used by the university, and remaining 50% is going to waste. And then there is a need to ensure the security of the server. Then there is a need to ensure the internet connectivity towards the server. And these all things are easily replaced with the help of one thing which is known as cloud computing. Now, no need to purchase server. There is a one artificial space which is known as cloud, nothing like cloud, but that space is basically freely available to access. And in that case, there is no need to access, there is no need to purchase servers. So this particular thing is again very much important for any engineering student. If they want to grow, they want to have a great success in life, they need to understand the importance of these 4 technologies in current perspective. 2 minutes. And last point, that is the key aspect of value-based R&D in the digital era. And these 5 important points are the important characteristics which are having the great important relevance in current scenario. 1, data-driven decision making. Yes. If we are trying to make some inferences, if we are trying to get some result, the result is obviously based on some fact. And that fact is basically our information. And information is basically drawn from the data. So we need to understand if we are having the data, we can have the information. If we are having the information, we can formulate the fact, and then we can easily make some inferences. Then we can easily draw some outcomes. So one thing that is data-driven decision-making system are very much required in current perspective of research and innovation. Digital collaboration platforms, we need to understand nowadays there are plenty of the platforms. AWS, Microsoft AWS, one of the best. You can say the example of this particular thing. Many platforms are there to collaborate digitally. Agile development methodology, again, the same thing. Agile is also providing the facility to collaborate with the remaining rest of the users. And customer-centric value creation. And nowadays, if you are coming towards the IT companies, almost all IT companies nowadays are thinking, working in this aspect, that is the customer-centric value creation. Means value creation, but it is not centric to the customer, then that value is not having any meaning. So that's why almost all companies are basically working for the satisfying the need of the customer. And that is the Amazon and the Flipkart. These are the best example of this particular point. Then intellectual property management. Again, it's very much important. If we are not having this kind of the management, and these all things are almost meaningless. So if we know well anything, if we have drawn in the form of research something, we need to know how to protect that thing, how to secure that thing, how to make our stamp on that thing, and that is known as the intellectual property management. If you know something, you are having the potential to find something in the form of the innovation. So you need to know what is the importance of patent, what is the importance of the publication. And that is basically referred to this point, that is the intellectual property management. Thank you. I am really honored to interact with you all. For any faculty member, for anyone, whether it is dean, director, or the group director, I am sharing this particular important point with, whenever I am having the one important meeting with the faculty member may be the faculty member may be the head of department, the faculty member may be the dean, the faculty member may be the director, the faculty member may be the group director, chancellor, but ultimately that one is the faculty member. So everyone, the chancellor is basically the superset. And one of the element of that superset is the faculty. So whenever I am having this kind of opportunity, I am really enjoying to interact with the faculty, with the students. Thank you. If anyone is having the question, I will be honored again to answer the question.
Before we go to discussion, we will be having the last presentation from Profesor Dr. Arthur James Ward. Mungkin untuk operator boleh dibantu dulu, ada 5 file tadi ditampilkan saja, nanti Prof. James akan memilihnya mana yang akan dipresentasikan. Please, the time is yours, sir.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to see so many ladies here, eh? Excellent, and smiling, yeah. Show the teeth, there you go, yeah. Right, I have a question for you. What is in this box? Sorry, let's turn like that. You can't see the name. What is in this box? Cake? Okay, there's an idea. Snacks? Okay, that's an idea. What does the rector say? You've looked already in the box. What is in the box? No, you're being too secretive now, eh? So you agree, ladies and gentlemen, that you can't see inside.
Yes.
Do you agree? Unless we...
Open it.
But now I say you're not allowed to open it. So how would you determine what is in the box?
By opening.
No, you're not allowed to open it. Come, some ideas. Okay, so here stands Holland Bakery. Okay, so that's your first clue. What else? What else can you do? Shake it.
Shake it.
Oh,
Smell the box.
I can't smell. I'm not a very good smelling person. I mean, okay, I could feel the weight, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
What happens if it's very heavy? Would it then be cake? If it's very, very, very heavy that I can't pick it up, what do you think could be inside the box then? Rocks! Oh, I'm hoping it's gold.
Gold.
It's gold. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've established I can't see inside the box. So what quality, what ability, what skill am I lacking? Again, remember, I can't see inside. What's the quality? What ability, what skill am I missing? Come, help me. Insight. I don't have insight. You see, sight has got seeing. Sight has got to do with what you can see. But if there's no insight, then I can't see inside. So insight is a very important skill. Very important skill. Now, insight, ladies and gentlemen, you and I are not born with insight. Isn't it so? It's something we must develop with time. How do I test your insight? Well, I asked you a lot of questions, isn't so? That's one way I can test insight. But if I ask you a question, I must also know the what. If I ask you a question, what must I know? I must know the answer, isn't it so? Now, here at the university, you write many tests, don't you? Do you write tests? No. You know, who wrote a test the last week? Hands up. Last 2 weeks? Okay, who's writing exams? Do they write exams? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. All the hands are down. Who wrote an exam in the last year? Hand up. Exam? No exam. Tests? Yes, tests. Hands. Who wrote a test? I want to ask you I want to ask you a question. Just put up hands. Who wrote a test? Put up your hands. Who wrote a test in the last year? Put up hand.
Siapa yang
year.
mengerjakan
You wrote
ujian
a test.
tahun
Thank you.
kemarin?
Excellent. All right. So you wrote a test. But now, of course, the lecturer, the teacher, he made the test, eh?
Yes.
And he gave it to you, isn't it so?
Yes.
But the lecturer would also need to have the answers, isn't it so?
Yes.
We call it the memorandum, eh? The memorandum. It's got the answers to the questions.
Question.
But how do we know that the teacher has got the right answers? Can't the teacher make a mistake? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, teacher can make a mistake, eh? So how does the teacher know he's made a mistake? Data analytics can help the teacher to see whether he or she has made a mistake. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take too much time because we've already taken time. Let me just move to the one specific picture I'd like to show you. I'm trying.
Dibantu saja, operator mungkin pindah slide.
Please forgive me. I'm trying to get there. Oh, okay. We'll get to that one later. I just want to go to that one picture. We're going forward. Now we're going backwards. There we go. Let's carry on.
Next.
We're getting there. Please, next.
Next.
Please. Oh, yeah, please. Thank you. Next. Next. Yes. I'm going to put this one away.
Next.
Right, let's continue. Yeah, okay, we'll get to that one just now.
Yeah.
Next one, next one.
Next.
Next one, 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 next one. Sorry, that becomes irritating, eh? Oh, there we go. Okay, oh, there we go. Do you know LMS?
Yeah.
Learning Management?
System.
Oh, yeah, I know. You see, now we get the action. Eh? Very good. Now, what learning management system do you have? Is it Sakai, Moodle? What? Oh, you do it by yourself? Oh, that's awesome, eh? Very good. We have Blackboard. Blackboard in South Africa. It's well known throughout the world, eh? Blackboard. Now, Blackboard has got inside it data analytics. So I set this a test for my students. I set it on Blackboard. I set it on this learning management system. And the students complete the test on the internet. Eh? They can sit at home. They can sit at the beach. They can sit wherever they want. And they can do the test. But now how do I know that my answers are right? Maybe the student has got the right answer. Maybe I made a mistake making the answer. So I use data analytics. So if you look at this is now the results of the student. So you can see, ooh, some don't know anything, eh? But yeah, you can see the majority know something, eh? The majority, because remember the test is out of 50. The majority of students is close to 50, which I think is not too bad, eh? Not too bad. But still, do I have the right answers? So next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, please. There we go, just there. So this is what Blackboard gives me now, analytics. And it tells me now all the questions that the students answered, 44 were good. Yeah, good questions, yes? 7 were fair. But look at this one. Poor. You see, there's a poor question. Now, I don't want to ask my students poor questions because it could be a problem. It could mean that I was not correct in my answer. Or it could mean my question was not clear to the student. Or it could mean the student is having a problem with that question. But now, how will I know? So how will I know? So what do you think I must do? Just the next one? Just one more next? Just one more next? There's the arrow. You see, there's the poor. So how do I know that? Well, I go to the question in the learning management system and I read the question again. Eh? I read that specific one. And I say, oh no, but this question looks fine. Eh? It looks fine. Let me go look at the answer now. But now, whose answer do I use to check mine? I use the students' answers. Remember, I've got 500 students in my class. 500. 500 have written on the internet. 500. So I've got 500 answers. And I go and see which is the dominant. Which is the dominant, which occurs most of the time. And then I compare that to my answer, and I say, ooh, I made a mistake. So what am I taking away from the student? What am I stealing? I'm stealing a mark. Because that mark belongs to the student, isn't it? If the student got the right answer, then the student must get the mark, isn't it? So I can't steal it from the student. That's unethical. That's unfair. And students, when it's just even one mark, where do they run? They run to the teacher. I want my 1 mark, eh? You don't do that. Well, in South Africa, all the students, they do that. Eh? If there's 1 mark missing, they want that 1 mark. Eh? It's very important to them, that 1 mark. So, let's look at the next slide, please. Oh my word, what happened to the poor question? It's gone. How did I get rid of it? I went to the answers. I changed the answer to that of the students. I let Blackboard, this program, run again. And now what did it do? It gave the mark to the students. And now Blackboard says there's no more poor questions. There's no more questions that are problems. No more problem questions. So now I've been fair. Fair to who? I've been fair to the student now. That is the power of data analytics, ladies and gentlemen. It can help us to be fair. Remember, data analytics is not subjective. Data analytics is objective. Data analytics doesn't think why or how. Data analytics works with numbers. Yes, no, it's facts that we can trust. And I think the rector mentioned earlier, informed decision, or to make a decision. Informed decision is very important. But you can't make an informed decision unless you have the correct information. You can make a decision on bad information, but you need the right information. Data analytics can help you to do that. Now, I would like to just go back to the beginning. Can we go back to the third slide? I'm going backwards. You see, I start at the end and then I go backwards. Eh? Just can we go back to the third slide? I just want to do just two
Boleh
more
kembali
slides.
ke slide awal?
Just two more slides and I'm finished. I don't take as long as Professor Bishwajit Pandey. Eh? He takes a long time to talk. Eh? No, I'm only joking. Okay, this one. What does that slide say, ladies and gentlemen? What does that really mean? Just one more click. There we go, there's the word. What jobs in the future has to be there if we are capturing and storing data, and that data is doubling every 1.2 years? What jobs must I have? Sorry? You must have a data analysis. Data analyst. Yes. You've got to, and of course, data analysis means big data. Eh? So you've got to need someone to analyze all that. That's a lot of data, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to have someone who manufactures. You've got to have someone who manufactures a storage device. Eh? You know, they're like a hard disk, isn't it? Flash drive, you're going to have someone like that. Now, if you think of this storage, if I've got my cell phone, it stores, eh? It stores information. But what happens if the battery goes flat? What do you do if the battery's flat? You? But now if there's no electricity, now you can't charge. So what job must you have? Electrical engineer. You have to have an electrical engineer. But now let's say there's no electricity, so you want to use maybe a battery. A battery is a storage device, isn't it? Who made the battery? You must have someone to make the battery. Otherwise you can't have backup. You see, there are a lot of jobs that will never disappear, even though we have AI. Even though we have data analytics, there will always be jobs that will be required. Find that job, ladies and gentlemen. Don't find a job that in 5 years, 10 years is gone. Electrical engineer, we need. Data analyst, we need. A storage expert, we need. We spoke about cybersecurity, isn't it so? Because remember, my cell phone stores, isn't it? It stores information. Are you allowed to see my information? No. I must protect it. That's cybersecurity, protecting the information. And remember, every year, every month, every day, there's a new criminal. There's a new program to steal my data. So I must be continually adapting, evolving, changing, so that I can save my data. And then the last slide, please. Come on. Sorry, second slide. Next one, please. We're almost there. We're almost there at the end. Please, Sarah, thank you. Next one, please. Right, this just shows you where I come from in South Africa. You can see how long does it take me to get to you? 16 hours, eh? 16 hours. That's including sitting in the airport, eh? So I sit in the airport, and I sit in a small chair. Then I sit in the airport, and I'm going to give this to somebody who can tell me, where am I in the picture? You will get this if you can tell me, where am I in the picture? And it's going to be a student, not a staff member. Sorry, a student. And you've got to stand up and you're going to tell me, where am I in the picture? Please help me. Somebody, student.
Silakan, ada yang bisa menebak di manakah posisi Prof James di gambar ini
Where
untuk
am I in the
mahasiswa.
picture? Come, ladies and gentlemen. It can't be that difficult. Read a picture. Data analytics. Analyze. See inside. Where am I? Oh, I can't give it away. Come, someone must try. No, you're not allowed to. Me. Did you hear what she said? There I'm at. What is that? It's my cell phone. It's my Wi-Fi. You see, I can find myself even if I don't see myself. Insight, eh? I can now see inside the building, knowing the blue dot. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you will remember this word insight. Insight is something you need to develop. But if you have insight, you will become very, very, very valuable. A person with insight can see a story before it's even written, can see the importance of data before it's even decoded. May you cultivate insight to the benefit of yourself, your family, your loved ones, your community, and the country, the beautiful country of Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Arthur James, for the lectures. Now, we will begin our discussion, maybe from the faculty and also from the students. There is some question that want to be asked to our lecturers today. Please raise your hand. Okay, the first one. Please introduce yourself and the question.
Okay, thanks for the time given to me. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Wilhelmina, and my question is maybe specific for Professor Mohan. My question is why we always do some research and development in new country for development of the country, and if we don't do that, if we don't do that, we are a bad people if we don't do that. Gitu. And my second question is we all know that research and development is important. But now in digital era, what if we as a student want to do research and development, but we use AI for do the framework? This is my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
One important point regarding the answer of this question is research is only meant to enhance the level of knowledge. We are having something and we are not supposed to stop at that level, at that point. We need to explore the opportunities other than the available facts. So research is not only meant for some specific target, it is basically one word which having the very vital, you can say, the role. Now, your second question, which is directly associated with your first question, why it is so much important for the student and how AI will contribute for the growth of any student. You know, for a student life, there is a one important thing, that is a project. Okay? So now it is almost all top MNCs like Google, Microsoft, they are basically having the openings in the form of the incubators and the internships. So they are hiring the students on the basis of only one fact, whether they are skilled in these new technologies or not. If you are not able to answer the questions related to the AI, if you are not able to answer the question related to the cloud, if you are not able to answer the question related to IoT, they will not hire you. So the knowledge of understanding of these technologies are very much important because for the student, I'm talking for the student, because you are preparing for getting jobs from these companies, and these companies will ask questions based on these technologies. So it's the responsibility of the student, at the same time faculty also, to have the clear-cut idea about these technologies. Now the question is, what will be the effective way to introduce these technologies among students? And the most effective way from my point of view is working on project, and the project must be based on these technologies. If we are going to teach these technologies in classroom, and at the same time, at a certain time, it may be possible we are having some practicals, and a student may work on those practicals. But that's classroom teaching, that lab sessionals are not adequate in order to having the clear-cut understanding of these technologies. So the better way for having the clear-cut understanding of these technologies need to work on the project. You need to start, you need to have some idea, then that idea must be converted into the project, and finally that project may be converted into the product. Clear? And if you are having some project, you have completed some project in the field of AI, in the field of the, you can say the cloud computing, in the field of the, suppose, blockchain, yes, your value is basically enhanced in the context of the one company in recruitment perspective. Okay?
Okay. So is that good for us to use AI?
Yes?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Mohan. Mungkin tadi sedikit menambahkan dari penjelasan Prof. Mohan, kita itu diharapkan tidak hanya menggunakan teknologinya, tapi kita harus memahami bagaimana mengembangkan teknologi itu. Kita bagian dari akademisi yang ada di berada itu. Jangan sampai kita hanya bisa menggunakan teknologinya tanpa mengetahui bagaimana cara mengembangkannya ataupun mengadaptasinya di dalam kehidupan kita. Tadi di materi Prof. Mohan sendiri disampaikan, AI itu udah bagaikan api atau pisau. Jadi baik atau buruknya itu gimana yang menggunakannya. Mungkin itu. Ya, dapat menjawab mungkin?
Terjawab, Pak.
Terjawab ya, terima kasih. Oke, next question please. Oke, yang pertama itu dulu. Berikutnya.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Syukrila. I am from organization student in this university called Oxygen. This organization learn about technology, and I am from the hardware division. I learned some microchip or microcontroller like Arduino or ESP. If I see on the new update, ESP update to ESP32 P4, and this many feature like dual OTG, ESP, ESP display, dual camera, and more AI instruction extension. And this my opinion to learn about AI to implement in the microcontroller. And I just confusing about how I learned about it. I mean, my question is, what the learn path or roadmap I must learn to AI in the microchip? Thank you.
Kepada siapa ditujukan pertanyaannya?
Muhammad, apa sih tadi? Profesor Mohan.
To Prof. Mohan again. Okay, to Prof. Please, Prof. Pande.
So in a microcontroller, you are getting so many chips, and we have processors, we have a memory, and everywhere we are generating data. Like how many, so let us suppose there is a size of RAM is 1 GB, and in 1 GB you are generating one instruction that is a 1 KB. Then you generated the second instruction, it become 2 KB memory utilization. So all data usage you can save as a one parameter. Similarly, you can store different parameters like what is the frequency range on which the processor is operating. You can record it. What is the junction temperature of the whole device? What is the ambient temperature? What are the input output standards? So you can make a column and you will save all this data. And at the end, you will have data. On that, you will apply some machine learning algorithm like CNN or random forest or decision tree, and then you will get insight. Machine learning algorithm will give you insight from the data, and the data you have to generate. Either you can download hardware data sets from Kaggle, or you can generate by your own microcontroller. For that you have to take time, and but you have to take, we have so many parameters like frequency, memory, bandwidth, the size of the data path, the size of the address path, and all you will record in form of CSV file, and that you will give as an input to machine learning. So AI in hardware exists, and there I have read so many research papers based on usage of the AI in hardware. You can search on IEEE Explore also, or Science Direct or Springer, paper related to AI in hardware design, or AI in system on chip, or AI in network on chip. Thank you.
Thank you for
Oke,
the question.
mungkin sedikit menjelaskan yang disampaikan oleh Profesor Biswajit Pandey tadi. Untuk AI di dalam microcontroller ataupun microchip ini akan kita gunakan setelah kita mendapatkan raw datanya dari sensor. Ya, semua raw data yang dari sensor itu dikumpulkan di dalam prosesor. Nanti dari data-data yang setelah kita dapatkan itu dapat kita olah menggunakan AI untuk mendapatkan pattern tadi. Apa saja sekiranya data yang perlu ditampilkan atau yang perlu kita olah sehingga data-data mentah tadi berubah jadi informasi atau lebih bermanfaat lagi. Jadi machine learning-nya ini ada di bagian chipsetnya nanti, di dalam pengkodingan prosesornya. Yang disampaikan Prof. Pandey demikian. Cukup menjawab mungkin?
Cukup.
Mangga, pertanyaan berikutnya, next question. Oh, from the faculty, Mr. Virgiawan.
Thank you for the time. I think I want to introduce myself. My name is Virgiawan. I'm director of alumni. I'm staff Mr. Dani, and I'm a young lecturer, maybe. And for my thesis before, I conducted research on detecting bot attack in the Internet of Things using machine learning. And then I think this is a basic question, but yet many people still struggle to distinguish between phishing information and valid information. So how can we tell the difference in order to strengthen our critical thinking in the AI era? And what is the first step? We should check if we have already clicked on the malware link or shared our personal information with a scammer. We can attack back, I think, with scammers. Yeah,
What should we do?
yeah, we should do that. Okay, this question to Pandey, Professor Pandey.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So as you are aware about the phishing attacks, there are so many inbuilt plugin for browsers. You can install in your Google Chrome, and they will give a warning like this link is a malicious, please be safe before proceed. So one way you can do the basic work, just install one plugin. Second, you can make a data sets of malicious data link, malicious URL, and you can make a data sets of the clean URL. And then you can give a training to any machine learning model, and you can provide this data set in your training will provide this linkage malicious, this linkage clean, this linkage malicious, this linkage clean. So after a thorough training, then your machine will able to predict if they will find some new link, they will say this link seems like malicious, please be alert, be. So there are so many ways you can apply AI You can write one research paper for this URL detection or malicious URL detection, or you can just install a plugin and enjoy your life in your browser. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe the next question is from me to Professor James. There is a viral statement that come on internet, mostly on Instagram, that I see that ChatGPT may be eroding critical thinking skill according to new MIT study. And there is also a statement from Alex Paca, brain scan reveal the damaged neural connection collapse from 79 to just 42. There's a 47 reduction in brain connectivity or in our brain power from ChatGPT user. Please elaborate us, is this true or is this something, this just a mythical statement?
Unfortunately, for some, it is true. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there are some individuals who are relying on AI to do everything for them. And when you rely on someone else to do everything for you, then you're not thinking yourself. We must still think ourselves. So to use AI to make the thinking process easier for me to reach a conclusion, yes, that is very important. So where do I use AI? Data analysis. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if I've got 500 students to analyze and to see where is the wrong answer, who is having a learning difficulty, I can't go through 500. So I use AI to pinpoint the problem. But now who must address the problem? I can't say, AI, go and fix the problem in the students. No, I need to go fix it. So I need to go to the class, go to the students, say, now these are the problems AI has identified. Let's find a solution to it. So there are, yes, those that brain activity is decreasing because they are using AI to do everything. But on the other hand, there are those whose brain power is increasing because they are using AI as a tool to reach the right conclusion.
Thank you very much, Professor. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to our lecturers today. Maybe a little conclusion from myself untuk rekan-rekan semua yang telah menghadiri kegiatan ini. Izin sedikit menyimpulkan tentang kebutuhan AI dan juga learning kaitannya di dunia pendidikan tadi. Seperti sudah disampaikan dari Prof. Mohan, kita punya poin-poin knowledge, attitude, and aptitude. Aptitude adalah segala sesuatunya sekarang. Aptitude itu adalah bagaimana kita bisa melakukan segala sesuatu secara natural. Berarti kompetensinya sudah kita rasakan, bukan lagi dari keterpaksaan, tapi itu adalah sesuatu yang sudah kita normal lakukan sehari-hari. Ini high level of kompetensi. Benar-benar kita sudah bisa melakukannya seperti halnya kita bernapas. Keahlian kita itu sudah ditargetkan harus dikejar di level itu untuk saat ini. Kemampuan kita itu harus sudah ada di sana. Untuk topik-topik yang mungkin sekarang sedang trending di dunia dan juga di dunia industri sana untuk rekan-rekan, ada AI, IoT, Big Data Analytics, Cloud Computing. Ini sudah menjadi bagian ya dari keseharian kita dan alhamdulillah mungkin kurikulum kita juga sudah diupdate untuk mengarah ke sana semua. Sehingga rekan-rekan mahasiswa nanti sudah bisa menghadapi tantangan dunia saat ini. Dari poin cybersecurity tadi, Prof. Pandey juga sudah menjelaskan bagaimana mudahnya data breach itu terjadi. Teknologi-teknologi sekarang itu sangat memberikan tools tidak hanya untuk memprevent tapi juga untuk membobol keamanan data kita sehingga kita mesti aware benar-benar tentang apa yang mesti kita lakukan. Ternyata harus sistemik ya, tidak bisa dilakukan hanya sepihak saja. Bagaimana cara mengatasi atau mengamankan data kita di aspek cybersecurity yang harus kita miliki tentunya saat ini. Terakhir dari Prof. Jem tadi sangat menarik sekali mengenai data analitik. Sistem e-learning kita mungkin ini PR kita bagi tim saya dan juga dari Pusdatin terutama data analitik dari apa yang terjadi di sistem e-learning pembelajaran kita. Tadi Prof. Jem bercerita dia punya 500 mahasiswa, nggak mungkin saya periksa satu-satu. Mana pertanyaan yang kurang baik dan mana jawaban mahasiswa yang bisa menganalisa pertanyaan tersebut dengan baik. Yang salah di saya atau di mahasiswanya? Sampai sistem learning itu mampu memberikan data analitik menghasilkan sejauh itu. Apa yang harus saya perbaiki? Tadi Prof. Jom sering bilang bahkan, ini yang salah itu saya atau mahasiswa? Kok mahasiswa semuanya ngejawab gini? Jangan-jangan, nah apa yang bisa bantu? Data analitik. Nah ini sangat penting sekali, tentunya ini harus kita pahami juga tentang data science terutama, dan pemanfaatan teknologi AI. Tadi mungkin pesan akhirnya juga, AI ini benar dinyatakan statement bahwa mengganggu atau menurunkan kemampuan kritikal skill kalau AI ini adalah jadi andalan kalian. Tapi selama AI ini kita gunakan hanya sebagai alat bantu, ini akan meningkatkan produktivitas atau kemampuan kinerja kita. Demikian, sekian mungkin dari International General Lecture yang dilaksanakan hari ini. Sekali lagi mohon berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk para narasumber. Thank you very much, Prof. Pandey, Prof. Mohan, Prof. James, from today lecturer. Saya kembalikan ke MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much to our moderator, Bapak Dani Aidil Rismayadi, for leading the discussion smoothly and engagingly. And our deepest gratitude to our distinguished speakers, Professor Dr. Biswajit Pandey, Professor Dr. Manmohan Sukla, and Professor Dr. Arthur James Stewart. Next is the giving the certificates. So please for our distinguished speakers and moderator to come in front. And we are also
Buat teman-teman mahasiswa, silakan berdiri dan merapat ke depan. Bu Ajrin, tolong diarahkan di tengah Bu Ajrin. Arahkan di tengah Bu Ajrin. Ayo, boleh teman-teman mahasiswa yang masih duduk silahkan untuk berdiri. Oke, yang di belakang ya, semuanya senyum, lihat kamera ke tengah. Oke. Tangan saat itu. Siap. Lihat kamera tengah. 1, 2, 3. Semuanya. 1, 2. Oke. Sikap semangat. Siap. Hitungan ketiga. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ya. Sekali lagi. 1, 2, 3. Mohon izin gaya mau. Oke, siap ya. Hitungan ketiga teriak A ya. Oke. Siap. 1, 2, 3 A. Sekali lagi 1, 2, 3 A. Terima kasih semuanya.